Hello quilters, welcome to the Rapid Fire Hunter Star class at Pinheads Quilting. We'll be meeting for 2 classes via Zoom as an online class. We'll be working in the comfort of our own sewing rooms. Once you've registered, you will receive an email from Kathy at Pinheads that includes the supply list and the link to the Zoom meeting. Before we get started though, there's a few things that we need to think about. When it comes to fabric choices, in class, we'll be working on a quilt that uses 16 blocks for approximately a 32-inch square quilt. So my, wrong side, my purple and green one. The supply list in the email will include fabric requirements for the 16 blocks, but also for a larger quilt using 32 blocks. You will need 3 fabrics. Choose something as a focus fabric for the star, and then 2 coordinating and contrasting fabrics for the triangles and the trapezoid units. You will see in the 2 samples behind me that the greens, in the green and purple, although there's 2 green fabrics there, they're very similar to each other, and the design isn't showing as clearly as the one on the other side. On this side, my white stars really stand out, and my red and blue fabrics are giving a nice contrast. I strongly suggest that you starch your fabrics ahead of time, and I really mean starch them. We're going to be using a lot of bias edges, and the starch will help to keep these edges from stretching. The type of starch you use doesn't really matter. You just need something that's going to make your fabrics nice and firm. This class is based on the Rapid Fire Hunter Star tool from Deb Tucker's Studio 180 design. Kathy has these tools available. We're going to be using the large size, and in class I'll talk about the difference between the petite size ruler and the large size ruler. So it's a nice big clear plastic acrylic ruler. You will also get a little note instruction set. So what I have done for you is I have downloaded a full size 8.5 by 11 sheet set of instructions, and that's included in your registration email. You're going to need your rotary cutting tools, put a fresh blade in your cutter. You'll also need your sewing machine with a nice 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm partial to a finer thread. I use a 60 weight thread, and a lot of my piecing, my seams lay a lot flatter. And iron, you will need an iron. Steam or iron or a dry iron is not necessary, but do keep your starch really handy. In the class, I'm going to be using a PowerPoint presentation as well as a live demonstration. So it's just like you'll be standing over my shoulder watching as I do things. I'll share my PowerPoint images. I will demonstrate the steps, and then you will work on your blocks, and I will give you some time for that. Pull you all back together again, and then we will continue with the next steps. You will have a little bit of homework between the 2 classes, and I will tell you exactly how much you have to have done before class 2. The hope is at the end of class 2, you're well on your way to getting your quilt all done and pieced. It's going to be a fun 2 evenings, and I really look forward to meeting you and seeing you in the class. Happy quilting!